Yesterday, I interrupted my planned schedule over on my BookTube channel, The Westvale Archives, to talk about J.K. Rowling and the future of Harry Potter content on my author and book reviewing platform. Today we're going to talk about that here. Hello and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. Just in case you've been living under a rock, J.K. Rowling is the author of the Harry Potter novels, and she's already proven problematic in recent years, retroactively changing things and inserting new information into what was supposed to be a completed series, complete with making claims about the sexuality of certain key characters that never made any such indications in the book. I'll touch on that, but the big issue is what she's been saying now in June 2020, and how it's a double down on what she was saying back in December. This involves transphobia and how the Harry Potter fanbase has responded, and I'm going to be talking about what I think are appropriate options when choosing how you as an individual will move forward from this situation, and how I'm choosing to move forward both personally and as someone with an audience. To wrap this all up in a big ball of symbolism, I'm illustrating a phoenix, and although the style is reminiscent of the original cover art illustration for Order of the Phoenix, I've also borrowed quite heavily from the Pokemon Moltres. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Back in December, Rowling tweeted in support of a woman who was fired from her job for transphobic words and actions and felt that her employment was wrongfully terminated. Rowling supported this woman, agreeing that she shouldn't have lost her job. Clearly, Rowling's publicist caught wind of that and jumped on it real quick, because within a day she was backpedaling the issue and claiming that she didn't actually understand the issue. Well, it would appear she understood perfectly, because June has been the month of Rowling tweeting up a storm about her very, very TERF views. TERF is not an obscure insult, it's an acronym. Trans-Exclusionary Radical Feminism. Rowling, a woman who champions herself as a feminist, and an author who shoehorns LGBT+ representation into her works with empty anecdotes, does not support transgender rights. She and others who fall into the TERF category believe that everyone is the gender they were assigned at birth no matter what. TERFs either believe gender assigned at birth cannot be changed, or it isn't changed until a complete medical transition has taken place. Hormones, top surgery, and bottom surgery. Rowling and other TERFs believe that trans rights movements are redefining the definition of what it is to be a woman, which is true, but they see it as a threat to their own experience as women and to efforts to achieve gender equality, which is ridiculous. To be perfectly clear, a trans woman is a woman, no matter what her chromosomes are, no matter whether she wants or has been able to start hormone therapy or have gender confirmation surgeries, and no matter what she chooses to look, act, or dress like. In exactly the same way, trans men are men and trans non-binary people are non-binary. It is harmful and toxic to require complete medical transition before you'll accept a trans individual for who they are, for a myriad of reasons. Some are medically unable to take hormones or have surgeries. Some live in places where these medical interventions are prohibitively expensive. Some simply don't want certain interventions. Trans men in particular may not want bottom surgery at this time because it can leave them less functional than before, if you catch my drift. Then of course there's non-binary and agender individuals who aren't one solid gender identity or claim no gender at all. So requiring them to completely medically transition to what you perceive is the opposite of their gender assigned at birth would be pointless. Frequently, these individuals want bodies that are as androgynous as possible. By refusing to recognize that these people are who they say they are, and feeling that your sense of womanhood is threatened by their gender identity, is ludicrous, problematic, backward. It's also absolutely not feminist. So we've got this celebrity author who is absolutely an idol to countless people out there who grew up with her world and her characters, who's using her platform to denounce the validity of transgender rights and identities. An author who claims to be a feminist. An author who claims that key characters like Dumbledore are gay, even though there are 0 hints of that in 7 books, and there are 0 opportunities taken to rectify that in the Fantastic Beasts films. It's not that Dumbledore being gay is bad, because it's great, it's that slapping that label on him so that suddenly the series has LGBT+ representation and, oh, isn't she so progressive? Stop. The wizarding world was fine. There are plenty of fanfics out there that beautifully incorporate representation for all sorts of marginalized groups. Shoehorning it in as a footnote over a decade later is just harmful. Backing it up to the present with Rowling's turfy tweets, when fans came for her, she wrote a couple 1,000-word-long essay to justify her views. She didn't just double down, she tripled down and then some. So of course, this being 2020, taking place on the internet, and especially happening during both Pride and a revolution, the fandom has cancelled Rowling, and I must say I agree. So what does that mean for Harry Potter content on my platforms? What do I think is appropriate to do and not do in response to all this? In literary analysis, there's a term called death of the author. It doesn't mean assassinating anybody, it means you take anything you know about the author and the author's intent for the work and you throw that away so you can analyze the work in a vacuum. If you, as someone who loves the world of Harry Potter, feel like you can do that, separate the author from the fandom, then do that. Don't let her spoil something you love. The wizarding world is so much bigger than this one woman. But if you can't separate the two and you feel like you need to put all things Harry Potter away for now, or even forever, that's fine too. What I do think is appropriate for everyone is to stop financially supporting Rowling from here on out. That doesn't mean get rid of or destroy anything Harry Potter you already own, because those things are already purchased, money has already changed hands. Do that only if it feels like the right thing for you and not because you feel pressured to do it. What you should do is commit to not buying any more new books from her, don't see her films in the theater or buy new copies of them, don't go see the official live production of The Cursed Child, don't buy officially licensed Harry Potter merchandise. If you want to complete or replace your collection, buy used or unlicensed. Normally, I wouldn't so blatantly support unlicensed, but in this case, it's more appropriate than licensed. If you want to show Rowling that you don't support her, then don't support her with your wallet. Don't review her books or films on places that boost the ratings like Amazon or Goodreads. If you're staying in the fandom and you're able to rewatch the films from physical copies rather than streaming, do that too, so you don't add to the streaming numbers. Personally, I am still a fan of Harry Potter, and I won't let anyone take that away from me. Like Nathaniel from the Council of Geeks and Break Room of Geeks channels has been saying, if I leave this fandom, it will be because I chose to leave, not because I was pushed out by hate. Here on my art platform, on this channel, and on social media platforms I've set up to accompany it, I will continue to draw fan art inspired by the world of Harry Potter if it best fits what I want to discuss in a video. I will not participate in explicitly Harry Potter tags or challenges, and when the time comes that I start attracting sponsors, I won't accept anything relating to official Harry Potter properties. I have already gone into my print-on-demand merch stores and removed any fan art designs I had up that were based on Harry Potter, and I won't put up any new ones in the future because I don't want to profit off of this. On my author and booktube platform, I will not shy away from tags that include Harry Potter inspired prompts, and I will still occasionally do Harry Potter fan quizzes, but I will never review Rowling's work or otherwise dedicate any videos or companion blog posts to Harry Potter books themselves. I have now rearranged my bookshelf to remove the Harry Potter books from their former prominent position, but I do have a backlog of 8 or so videos yet to be released that were filmed before that. The Wizarding World is a place where you can be whoever and whatever you want to be, and the soft magic system means anything is possible. I truly believe that if the world of Harry Potter were real, trans individuals would be accepted, and transitioning by magic would probably be a whole lot better than what we primitive muggles have right now anyway. Heck, one of the persistent plots in the Harry Potter books is the prejudice some purebloods hold over muggleborns and half-bloods, and Rowling clearly wrote those characters and conflicts to demonstrate how wrong and unacceptable that was. It seems ridiculous to look at trans rights and acceptance any differently. So if you're a Harry Potter fan who wants to remain in the fandom despite what Rowling has said these days, then this cispan Ravenclaw says you are welcome here in the fandom, no matter what. If, on the other hand, you are stepping away from Harry Potter now, I understand, and I give you my blessing to skip any future content I put out involving the fandom. I hope you'll stick around for everything else. Thursday's video will be much more lighthearted, I promise. If you're looking for more to watch, I've got some suggestions up on the left side of the screen now, or if you'd rather listen to me talk about writing and bookish things, go ahead and check out my second channel, The Westvale Archives, on the right. I upload art content twice a week at minimum, every Tuesday and Thursday, and if you like living life creatively, whatever that means to you, I'd love to have you along for the ride. Bye guys!